So here we are with the verdict of the Battle of the Roast Beef. And again, to preface this, I'm not a big French dip fan, okay? Or a dipped sandwich in general fan. I won't even call it a French dip, I'll just call it a dip sandwich. Um, so I guess the reason why I didn't try these two places earlier is that I wasn't really motivated to do so. But after kind of talking to some friends and people who really love the places, and I decided to try it. Me and the boys were talking about going back when we were all working together, and so we found a day now that we're off, and we went to both to have a true kind of side-by-side comparison. And first, let's take a look at those videos.
The boys and I did the Battle of the Roast Beef, and we started with Brennan Carr's, and this would have been my first time. Menu is exactly as you expect. The interior is just awesome so many ways. It's just so old school. The waiters and all the wood and the color. It's just so old school. Had to get some cheese fries and onion rings. I heard they're great. And sure enough, the cheese fries were really fun and nice. The onion ring bit well, didn't slide out, which is always a must. Here is the classic style roast beef, onions, cheese, just the kind of the way they serve it on the dip. And this is the burger gargiulo or something. I heard it's delicious, and we all wanted to try it. So the roast beef was in truth fantastic. And I'm not even like a dip guy, but that burger was epic. Honestly, I thought it was awesome with that beef shoe. Brennan Carr's absolutely delicious. Next stop on our trip was the Rolling Roaster. This is the Battle of the Roast Beefs, and I've never been here before, but boy, man, this place is an institution too. The inside looks like a kind of a fun fast casual restaurant, but it was really crazy busy. I went with the three things that suggested the most: the roast beef, fried shrimp of all things, and the milkshakes, which I heard were excellent. I went with strawberry out of the choices just because I love a good strawberry shake. And this was creamy, rich, delicious, absolutely, really fantastic. And then, you had to garnish that lemon on those shrimp because we fancy out here. The shrimp were excellent. I don't know. I'm sure it's a frozen product. They were so good that we had to try the clam strips. And the clam strips weren't quite as good. A little too bready, if you will. But, the thing we came here for was a roast beef, and the roast beef was really awesome. Rolling Roaster, definitely worth it.
And the verdict now. I'll put it to you like this. I think both places were very unique and fun and worth the trip to go to. I do believe if you want to do a true side-by-side, you do have to hit them both up at the, one after the other. I don't really think it matters which you do first, but I think it would be harder to do if I say ate one, a couple days later, ate the other one, or even a week later, whatever, ate the other one. I think your memory is best served side by side, unless you take notes or whatever. Obviously there's ways around it, but I just think it's more fun and fulfilling to do it side by side. Brennan and Carr's. I mean, I just loved the old school vibe, and kind of like, the waiters in the white kind of jackets and stuff, like just kind of like almost like a timepiece of sorts. The sandwich I thought was excellent. The burger was great, and I'm not really judging on the burger or anything, but I thought it was really, really good. The sandwich, I think it had the right amount of dip for someone like me, and I just got it the way they do it, so it's kind of like a light dip. And I'm not a big fan of the soggy bread, so just a light dip for me is kind of perfect. The roast beef, the jus, super beefy, really, really kind of unctuous in that beef flavor, which was really nice. You can get it how you want it. I think the way to get it is cheese, caramelized onions. I think they add a ton of nuance and balance to the sandwich. It ate really well. The caramelized onions in particular, I think, bring that really nice kind of sweet roasty note to the sandwich, and I thought that was great. So I really liked it. Like I said, definitely worth going to. Now, Rolling Roaster, I think a different kind of place. You know, it has that, I don't know, like that fast casual vibe. It's like I don't want to say Shake Shack, but like it doesn't have like the food chain vibe, like an In-N-Out burger, but it's got like that. There used to be a place like that was called Fuddruckers in Jersey. That's kind of similar to that, in my opinion, where it's not essentially a chain by any means, but it feels like you can go in there, get a fast meal, you know, and it has that vibe to it. And it's got kind of a classic vibe, almost like a 70s vibe. I can't remember when it was actually, opened, but definitely has that vibe to it. Their menu possibly a little bit more broad than Brennan's was with options. But again, I'm here to try the roast beef. That's what I wanted. And so I got the roast beef. I got some sides, the shake, the fried shrimp. The sandwich was really good. I would say slightly less flavorful than I think Brennan's was. I asked for the jus, the dip. I can't remember. It's been a little bit now. I can't remember, but I didn't feel like the sandwich was as wet as Brennan's, which is a good thing for me. I didn't mind it not being wet, but I also think it took away from that beefiness flavor, you know? And I got the onions and cheese just like Brennan's. I felt that the onions, although sauteed, weren't caramelized, so it didn't bring that same kind of roasty, unctuous flavor to the sandwich. The cheese was the cheese. Now the sandwich ate really well. Super delicious. I would not complain a single bit about that sandwich. The roast beef was sliced paper thin, super pink, red, you know, cooked perfectly. You know, it was done well. You know, the sandwich, the meat was definitely done well. The shake was fantastic. Probably one of the better shakes I've had in recent memory. I don't eat a lot of shakes or drink a lot of shakes, but it was probably one of the better ones I've had in recent memory. And the coconut shrimp were fantastic. We're not judging on that, but they were fantastic. But when you put them side by side, I think both had their attributes, you know. But for me, I thought Brennan's edged out Rolling Roaster by a little bit. And that little bit was really the caramelization of the onions and that beefiness of the jus and the onions together. I think that made it just a step ahead of Rolling Roaster. Now, Rolling Roaster I thought was fantastic as well. And some of the guys definitely preferred, I think it was about a 50-50 mix between the two. And we both agreed that if the actual roast beef from Rolling Roaster was on the Brennan Carr sandwich with those onions, with that jus, you would have had like this perfect amalgamation of the two. So that just goes to show you how good kind of both of them really are. For me personally, if I had to choose one, I'd say Brennan Carr's, but I would go to both in a heartbeat. Even as someone who doesn't love French dip sandwiches, I thought both were excellent. And they're kind of little time capsules, the both of them really, and they're fun just to go to. So don't be like me. If you live anywhere in New York City, I know it's a trek. I mean, I'm in Spanish Harlem, and it took me an hour and a half to get there by the subway. So it's a trek from up here. But I think it's totally worth it, especially if you make a day of it. You know, the weather's nice. You go to both, or one, whatever. You can go to Randazzo's for dinner after hanging out on the beach, maybe. It's totally worth it. Like, make a trip of it. Do yourself a favor, make a trip of it. I'm Chef Dave. That's my opinion. Let me know what you think. Peace.